everyone, I am Mike of Mike Test Play, and welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. Let's do a spin there. Last time, we actually snagged some new Shadow Pokemon from Team Snagem, which is kind of cool. Smeargle and Ursaring, and, you know, learned that the snag machine never actually was fixed. But this time, I'm going to first heal our party, because, you know, we were hurt. What am I even... I don't even know what... I'm losing track of what I'm healing. But this time, we did snag those two new shadows, so I think we may need to rake them. Because, you know, they're here. So, let's start with Smeargle. Smeargle is a pure normal type Pokemon that is the weirdest. I kind of talked on this a little bit last time when we battled it, but Smeargle is entirely based around its move, Sketch. Smeargle is the only Pokemon who can learn Sketch, and it learns it every 10 levels, from level 1 all the way up to level 91. It will relearn Sketch once more, unless it already has it in its moveset. You can't have more than one Sketch at a time. But Sketch takes the move that the Pokemon it's used against used last. Now, ordinarily, this means that you just have to wait for a Pokemon you're facing to use a move you want, and then outspeed and use Sketch. And speed is the only thing that Smeargle is actually good at. In this game, you can kind of control it a little bit because, you know, it's double battles. It's all double battles. And so you can kind of pick, but you're only going to be able to pick moves that your other Pokemon know, which can be very useful, but, like, it's still a lot of work for a Pokemon who's, like, a gimmick, basically. Smeargle can learn anything, but Anyway, in terms of actually rating Smeargle, in the post-game is even trickier, because in post-game everything has been weird. But offense is the only thing I am confident in. 1 out of 10. Smeargle, despite having the greatest offensive moveset potential of any Pokemon, nothing else can learn every single move in the game, not even Mew. Mew was limited to, like, TMs and stuff. Smeargle can learn anything, but its offensive stats are pitiful. It's just not worthwhile using an actual offensive move unless it's something like set damage-based, Seismic Toss, Nightshade, Dragon Rage, I don't know. It just doesn't have anything on offense, so if you're using it on offensive moves, you're kind of wasting things. Smeargle has defensive potential. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10, but it's with a question mark, because that defensive potential is entirely reliant on factors of what you put into it. Smeargle's stats are bad. Just speed is good, everything else is bad. Like, not completely unusable, but, like, you know, a first form Pokemon can match up with it sometimes. Like, and it doesn't evolve, you know? But defensively, it can learn any defensive move. There's no limit. You can have Protect and also Light Screen and Reflect and also Spore and also, like, as long as you can find a way to sketch the move, you can learn it and use it. And that is very valuable in so many ways. But, like, its stats are also bad and you have to set that up. So it's strange. For snagging, 7 out of 10? Again, it can learn anything, which is phenomenal, but it's not like it can stand up to a lot of shadows, which isn't great, and you have to have those moves. And also, by the time you get Smeargle, there should be 3 shadows left, so there's not a whole lot there. Its role is Smeargle. There's just no other way to define it. It's whatever you can put into it is what it will have. Smeargle, when you snag it, will have Tail Whip, Double Slap, and Iron Tail until you purify it, and then you purify the Shadow Rush into a Sketch, but then it'll learn another Sketch at 51, and then 61, and 71, and then, but, like, you're unlikely to get past 71, so you're probably going to have Tail Whip, Double Slap, or Iron Tail in your moveset. Smeargle can't learn TMs, so it's just a very strange, like, circumstance here, basically. Its best moveset is sketch stuff. You can sketch anything, but it's whatever fits best onto your team. If you decide you still want to use it on offense or something, go ahead. You know, like, you can, just because it's not strong offensively. If you're like, well, you know, I could really use Thunder, but I don't want to use Raikou, but I have this Raikou with Thunder. Sketch the Thunder. There you go. Now you have a Thunder. Like, you can do anything you want with it. So there's no real way to rate it properly. Its sync rating is a question mark out of 10. There's no telling what a Smeargle can be because you can make it anything. There's just no limit. So it's the weirdest Pokemon in the game. And I love it because, like, whoa. I've used the Smeargle before, obviously. But, like, there's so much weirdness that goes with it that it's just impossible to properly rate. So it's a gimmick Pokemon, and use it whatever way you want. It's fun. The next one up, though, is different. Ursaring. Ursaring is another pure normal type Pokemon. Also from the second generation, just like Smeargle is. Ursaring is a Pokemon who would benefit a lot from coming earlier in the game. I'll just say that. Hidden here deep into the post-game is kind of a disservice to a Pokemon who can do a whole lot of damage. But even in this spot, if you're willing to put in the time, Ursaring is a phenomenal endgame member of your team. Offense, simple, 10 out of 10. Ursaring has ridiculous physical attack, and the moves to actually pull off, you know, using that physical attack. It's kind of reliant on either you teach it the return or it has, like, its own slash. But it's still very helpful there. And, you know, Earthquake, Brick Break, you know, you kind of got options. And Ursaring can just do a tremendous amount of damage. Defense, 9 out of 10. Ursaring just has great stats. Its speed is a little bit low, and special attack is bad, but you don't need special attack. And, you know, defensively, it can just tank a lot of hits. Even at the lower level, you saw it was out-leveled by almost 20 and took less than half damage from an attack. Weak attack, sure, but, you know, Smeargle almost got KO'd by the same attack, so you can kind of see the big difference there. And, you know, Ursaring can also learn some, well, defense-ish moves. Not a whole lot, but everything gets protect. Anywho, snagging is a surprising 5 out of 10 because Ursaring comes with the move Lick, which is a low base power move that has a strong chance of paralysis. It's pretty much all it has for snagging, but it's actually pretty useful there. The role for Ursaring is my favorite one in the entire game. It's either a sweeper, or its role is licking Shuckle. We know that there is a Shadow Shuckle coming up, and Ursaring has Lick, which can lick it and deal chip damage while paralyzing it. It's also lower level, so, you know, it's like it was designed for that purpose, so that's the role. The best moveset for sweeping / licking Shuckle is Lick, / Brick Break, and then either Earthquake, Hidden Power, or Hyper Beam, which is very viable on a huge physical normal type like Ursaring. Sync rating, 9 out of 10. Ursaring can fit onto most teams. Not every team, because, you know, we're in the post game. If Ursaring came later, this might, well, it would still probably be a 9 out of 10. Maybe. We'll see. Not we'll see, but Ursaring is a great Pokemon who can fit onto most teams. Just a physical normal type tank is great. And you can fit it onto most teams. Really, the only big downside is it shows up a little bit late. And that's kind of it. For these two Pokemon. Yeah, we're gonna see them. Because we're going to do a little bit of Shadow Purification this week. On screen, believe it or not. But, you know what? Blue, you're not there. But for today's episode, I don't want to just do a couple of ratings. So we're going to just see if there's any Snagem members that we've missed, basically. There should be one we can battle right now. Because, you know, want to have some action. And yeah, hi there. Wes, sounds like you've been playing Hero all over the place. Playtime's over. I'll reduce you to the same sorry state as this snag machine lab. But yeah, no, those are the ratings. So, you know, we're in the post-game. It's just so strange rating Pokemon because, like, you know, I'm using these 3 different separators, which is, I think, the best way to do it. But also, like, I don't know. They're so limited. Like, yes, Ursaring is great at snagging, but there's 2 shadows left to snag, and he can only do one of them. Like, it's useless against the other one. You know, we're so deep in the postgame that Smeargle should be phenomenal at snagging, but there's 3 left, and it's, you know, unless you, like, you know, snag Smeargle, leave, purify it, then teach it some snagging moves, then go back and move 3 steps from where you were, you're not going to use it on Ursaring. You know, it's just strange. And, yeah, so, you know, it's not bad game design. It's perfectly fine. It just makes it tricky to properly rate things because, I don't know. Like, how do you judge how well this Pokemon performs for the whole game when you can only use it for like 10 minutes? Not 10 minutes, there's plenty to go actually, but like there's not a whole lot left. That's the point. And so now we're, you know, we're getting close. We really are. To the end here. As Bay hits level 64, which is excellent. Just excellent. And we defeat Niver. Wickedly strong. Now, I didn't think you'd be this tough. No wonder you're famous. Now, you might notice that our team has now officially all hit level 64. This is good. This was my goal for a while. Because in here, we have our next boss. He doesn't battle you unless you talk to him. Like, you can just wander all around. Like, he's just in a... Like, he gave himself a timeout. I think that's hilarious. But next time, we're gonna take him out of timeout and give him a spanking? So wrong. I'm very against spanking, to be clear. But, like, he's in the punishment. We're gonna, like, go beat him up. Join us next time, and thank you so much for watching, because next time we're gonna battle Gonzap and his glorious mustache eyebrows. Just has to be said. See you guys then.